Welcome back to my Commodore 64 Memories videos. This is where I look at old Commodore 64 software and some of the technical details behind them. Today we have Conway's Game of Life in assembly with source code. I did this because there were a few questions on my channel about Conway's Game of Life in assembly, so I thought I'd quickly code up this version, and I'm going to share all of the source code and put it in my GitHub repository. But it's a very simple implementation. I added some custom characters to show when cells are going to spring to life and also when cells are going to die. And you can step with the S key. You can turn the grid lines on and off as well. I'm just going to draw some kind of standard shapes which have quite a long period in terms of repeating themselves. I'm going to have one vertical one and one horizontal one because the rules apply horizontally and vertically. So there we go. This implementation just works in the standard way. This one should repeat after a while. There we go. It went back to the start pattern again. I think it repeats after many steps, actually. It's one of the more pleasing patterns. Let's just put a glider in there. So the standard glider, of course, works. There we go. The glider shape is one which changes its shape, but it also translates and repeats the pattern. So there we go. I've turned on the grid lines with the G key. To be honest, I kind of prefer it without the grid lines. I think it looks more pleasing to the eye. But this implementation, because it's in assembly, it works relatively quickly. It's not, completely optimized, but it works well enough. I'm using all of the standard kernel keyboard reading routines as well. There's nothing special really. This version did start off as a standard Petsky version, but I decided to add these extra custom characters. It just looks a little bit nicer. When you can see the ones which are going to die, they kind of like break apart a little bit. And the ones that are going to come alive because of the neighbor rules for empty cells, they're just two little dots, kind of like a mitochondria or something like that. But the standard, all of the standard shapes work. You can see if I put the standard shapes, if I draw them in with the spacebar to toggle the cells, then they appear and then they oscillate or they go through their cycles. And all of these standard Conway rules shapes are quite well documented by now, and I'm pretty sure that the implementation is sound because they all seem to work pretty well. Let's get the GitHub repository link open, and it's in the Conway directory. So there's a few source files. There's Conway.a, which is just all of the other stuff, so screen initialization, custom sprite initialization there, custom characters for the different animation stages of the cells. There's displaying instructions, there's keyboard handling, so JSR to get in, which is one of the standard kernel routines, and then just deciding what to do when different keys are pressed. The actual implementation of the Conway rules is in Conway rules.a. I've also got a PRG file as well committed to the GitHub repository, so you can just download it straight away and just run it. You don't need to assemble anything from source code if you don't want to. But the standard rules is a fairly standard implementation. There's a little bit of semi-unrolled code here using a macro to help count up used cells or alive cells around the neighbors or around a neighbor or the neighbors around the cell, and then processing what the rules are in terms of implementing when something will die, when a new cell is planned to spawn, and then there's just a second pass which goes through and converts all of the will die to empty cells, and also the will spawns to alive cells. So it's a pretty simple implementation, but it seems to work quite well. Because it's in assembly language, it's already quite quick. It's a lot quicker than the basic implementations that I found online. It's also a lot quicker than I saw some implementations in Forth, believe it or not. Gosh, those were crazy. Or compiled basic. So these constant defines here just tie into the custom characters that are drawn on the screen when the Conway animations are being either edited or stepped through. You can see there the will die character looks like a cell, but it's starting to break apart. So if I put this standard shape in here, and if I try and pause in the emulator and then frame advance the emulator while pressing the S button, S key, to start a step, and then there we go. This is in the emulator paused, so it starts processing the entire screen. You can see the ones which are going to die, they look like they're breaking apart. And the ones which are going to come alive are the two dots next to each other. And there we go. So if I keep on, if I pause in the emulator again, and then step, I just want to add a different shape. One which should hopefully explode a little bit larger. There we go. That looks a lot nicer. So if I pause in the emulator again, and then frame advance in the emulator while toggling the S key for step, then as long as I've got the right keys held down on the keyboard, there we go, frame advance, you can see it takes 1, 2, maybe 3 frames to process the whole screen, especially when there's more cells on the screen. But you know, that's okay. It's not too bad, really. But you can, I certainly have had quite a lot of fun with 2D Game of Life and also my 3D implementation for Game of Life. It's just something which appeals to my nerdy, geeky nature, of course. And if you're watching this video, it might also appeal to your geeky, nerdy nature. There's nothing wrong with appreciating Conway's game of Life. Anyway, so let's have a quick little execution in ICU 64 in this expanded debugging tool. If I start to step through, you'll see in the memory view that there isn't much code and there isn't much data, really, as you would kind of expect. Almost all of the memory is free. It's just the little bit of memory for the screen up at the beginning of memory, and also there's a little bit of code as well. All of the keyboard reading routines and everything are in the kernel, but all of the logic and stuff for processing Conway's Game of Life rules is just all of the code sitting up there at almost the beginning of memory there. You can see the large green memory scan there, and that's just the screen, which is showing what cells are alive and dead. Of course, if I open up the debug graphics map view, then you can see the underlying ROM character set characters that are being used to represent alive cells and dead cells and ones which will come alive. So the dead cells are the @ character. The reversed space character is an alive cell. The 255 character, which are those pesky, checkerboard pattern, that's ones which will die. And then the ones which will come alive, I think, are a B or something like that in terms of ROM characters. There we go. So there we go. That's everything that I just quickly whipped up in response to a few questions on my YouTube channel about Conway's Game of Life in assembly language. And of course, I'm sharing all of the source code so you can have a look at it too. And if you find it interesting, then great. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care, have a great day, evening or night, wherever you are. Oh, of course, before I forget, I'll put a link in the video description below with the source code, just in case you can't catch it